There it is. Right where I left it. Don't look at it. Don't make eye contact. Just keep going. You know it's cold when the kerosene heater's out.
Yep.
I did some research, and it turns out there was a small Elizabethan violin that was called the kit.
I'm familiar.
And they strung it with gut, and they called it kit gut, and that became cat gut.
How about that? Learn something new every day.
And I think you mentioned it the other day, but drum nuts are actually supposed to be hearts.
Yeah, I thought it was like an inverted heart design, but that does not look like a heart to me, especially when rendered in flesh-colored leather.
So I can buy that it's a heart, but why is it called an ear?
Yeah, that I don't actually know. I know that the British tradition is to call them buffs. Drums made in a lot of countries that were British colonies, although, I mean, we were too, so I don't know why we don't call them buffs. Whereas like Australians do, and the name buffs doesn't make any sense to me either. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know why we call them ears. Whether you refer to them as ears or buffs, I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense either way. I don't know what the like etymology of that word is.
The research continues.
You heard it here first, folks.
Every time I show up, there's another birdhouse here. This is becoming a problem.
All right. This is the first time I've ever used this machine, which I got for free, but I recently discovered that this is like a $700 machine in its condition, in its current state.
Sir chomps a lot.
Yeah, right?
You don't mess around.
Whew. Yeah. Alright, there we go.
I want to make a quick tape rack, and for that I need some dowels. Oh man, who's a dummy that put them down there? I didn't find enough of any one kind in there, but we have this. The neighboring tenant is a company called Just Smash It, where you pay for a block of time just to break things. It's true, they were on the news. We made an appearance.
Between your job or school, the constant texting, everything in between, there is a lot of stress out there.
That's right, but a new business has a way to beat that stress. In the last minute, Katie Brace takes us to Avon and Just Smash It.
Dishware, bottles, even TVs. All of it smashed in the name of stress. And for fun at a new business, Just Smash It.
That's shockingly not bad.
What's the current project?
This is a children's drum made by either Haynes or Stone. Haynes, J.C. Haynes, Court Street in Boston in the late 1800s, mid to late 1800s. And it belongs to Kate Coco, who I went to high school with. And her grandfather had this like when he was a kid and played with it and stuff, and it just kind of stayed in the family. And it kind of just wound up in a box and got sort of beat up and kind of forgotten about. So she sent it to me a long time ago and just said, hey, whenever you get around to it, get this thing playing again. It was just held together with string. It didn't have any ears. Both the heads were split. Snares were in really bad shape. The ends were frayed off, so they became too short to use. And the original snare anchor, this piece of leather that split when I tried to take the snares out. I wanted to reuse it, but out of luck. So I tucked new heads for it. This bottom head is from a larger snare head that had torn. That was probably as old as this drum. This is just a new calf skin. The gut is taken from another J.C. Haynes drum from the same time period. So that's as close to original as I can get. I just had to make a new snare anchor just now. I have to say, for being just a little toy drum, And it's really well made, especially for being a kid's drum. I mean, modern rope drums I've seen that are labeled as professional that are not made as well as this toy. This thing's pretty cool.
Controls are on the opposite side from my saw. And I left my glasses at home, so I get to wear the shop pair.
Expanding the drummer's vocabulary and sonic palette while still trying to keep it relatively small.
Interesting. And Carlton is a British brand. So people listening, if you go to cocktaildrum.com, you can actually see a picture of this drum set that he's talking about, but there's a really cool article that's by Liam Mulholland that was from Drum Magazine. Cool. Okay. Then where do we go from there?
4 years later, 1955, Sagerland's next catalog has the new
your regular bass drum, and then where your tom mount is, which I imagine is basically the same size. You could probably use this bass drum and switch it out and put a tom mount in, but okay, so your bass drum, see that sounds like the metal band, Shaman Denominator, I mean, versus bassoon sounds...
Right. Shaman is
This is round 2. The calfskin took Bill the first round.
Yeah, just trying to figure out where it fits. I think
I could help you, but this is way better.
more entertaining. We also might need a mallet. Hang on. Tight fit. Point. Okay. Alright, you ready?
It smells like cheap vodka. I was expecting it to smell like wow. Which way are we going?
This way.
Right here.
Actually, seems pretty good. Alright, you can get some rope for this bitch.
How did you figure out the rough length?
You measure from point to point and multiply it by how many times the rope passes across the drum, and then, you know, divide that by 12 to figure out how many feet you need. But that's like the exact amount of rope that'll be tensioning the drum, so you need more than that to have extra to pass through and to like have a drag rope add, you know, 5 or 10 feet for excess.
So you've unbraided the 3 strands of rope to form an eye, and then you're going to weave it back in on itself.
Yep, and if I do it right, it'll be, the loop will be the strongest part of the rope.
And so where did you learn it?
Some Norwegian dude on YouTube had this really kick-ass video showing how he makes eye splices. This one in particular I really liked, and I haven't been able to find it again because I've tried to like refer other people to it. But he does this cool thing where he ends the splice with a taper, which I do because I learned it from this video. And that's something that I don't see hardly at all.
So the technical term is eye splice.
I guess, I don't actually know. This rope is a little more of a challenge than the stuff I normally use, but it does look cool, so. Vintage drums anyway. Now we got that, 3 ends hanging down, and now I'll weave them back so it tapers back into the rope. Tapers back down to the rope instead of having like a big shelf right here.
Do you burn off the excess? What do you do?
Yeah, just trim these and then melt the ends so they can't ever come unwound, and good to go. There we go.
You got to pick out the best upside down hearts.
Upside down hearts, that's what they are. after I get through a few of these, it's going to be better. But first few of them are going to be slow. What's that?
You're closing in on the finish.
Yep.
God, he's a quitter. Don't looking back now.
Nope.
If I find chunks of cast iron missing, I'm gonna be really upset.
Yeah, right.
There had to be a reason he put this on here. Hopefully it was because he didn't like chasing rust on cast iron. I have regrets. I'd like a do-over.
What's that you said? God hates a quitter?
All kinds of shit right on here.
Yeah.
I can't make any of it out.
It says, don't remove laminate. I know I'm walking into this one, but the drum nuts look cleaner than everything else.
I kind of like the color. They do look brand new, which is a bummer.
Tell you what doesn't look brand new. This table saw.
Dude's like, you know, it's probably about 9 o'clock. Maybe I should just start something quick, you know. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and rip up the laminate on this table saw. It's probably been there since 1987. What could possibly go wrong? Oh God, this thing smells like a wet dog.
Cow.
It smells like a wet dog. It is a wet cow.
Do you think she's flat, Clark? That's the question.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. We have a milling machine. We could technically fix it. By we, I mean Jim. Ooh. Wait a minute.
Dodged a bullet on the flatness.
Yeah.
We're not out of the woods yet, though.
Solidly just entering.
This could still be a mess. I'm expecting rust. I can fix that. Oof. It's past my bedtime. I gotta go now. So I rolled in late because of the day job, but I saw you finish the kids drum and then you fully assembled this bass drum restoration.
Yeah.
All I got done was a tape rack and destruction of your table saw.
Which, to be fair, it did need to get done. Not that it's done, but you know, it's getting there.
Guess I know what my first job is tomorrow.
Yup.
Damn it. If I had more than 17 subs, we'd get a sponsorship.
How many subs do you have?
18.